Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Clinically Delulu podcast with your hosts, Nani
and Ali.
Hey, we are back with episode 5. And as you may have been able to tell by our Instagram post, we are doing an episode on Ali Hazelwood's newest release, Check-In Mate, which was released November 7th. 2023.
Woo!
I was very excited for this book, like highly anticipated new release, because I love anything Ali Hazelwood.
Exactly. Very exciting, honestly. I know nothing about chess, but I will say,
Girl,
this one had me.
Girl, I'm telling you,
This one
anything
had
they write
me.
about chess, like when the Queen's Gambit came out, I was like, how to play chess. I was like,
Google how to play chess.
And you know what's embarrassing? My friend was like, oh, can I use your phone? And they opened up my like Google. And why was the Google how to play chess? Oh my God, my ass got roasted. I was eaten alive by the girlies. I was eaten alive.
They said, who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to impress, girl?
I'm trying to
that
be
is so
Beth Harmon.
funny.
So funny. This morning I was watching the Queen's Gambit TikToks. I was sitting in my car before work and I was like, you should watch it. It's really good.
One time I wanted to start watching it. It looks really good. But what's funny is one time I was in middle school and we were doing like those end of the year exams, right? And they didn't really know where to put us. So they put us because we had already finished testing. So they put us in the chess room because we had a really big chess classroom where in the back it would be like the TV production, like they would do it in the mornings. I know, right? Surprisingly. Mind you, this is a public school I'm talking about. But we had like this huge chess class and a lot of my friends were in the chess club. So I was just sitting there. I had nothing to do because we really didn't have anything to do. We didn't have classes anymore. So we were all finished with our tests and they stuck us in that room. And there was a lot of people playing chess. And I was like, this is so interesting. So I would sit there for hours looking at these people play chess. Mind you, I know nothing about it. But I was like, this is so interesting.
Yeah, this guy that I was into, he tried to teach me how to play chess. And I was like, bro, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Like, I just know how to play checkers, okay? Like, if you wanna do it right, pull the checkers out, not the chess. When's the checkers book coming out? When's the checkers book coming out?
Checkers fast food or checkers the game?
Both.
A crossover.
When she plays checkers and works at checkers.
That's a little too much. Hold on, guys. Then you should write the next book for checkers.
Or should I?
You should.
Oh my gosh. Before we actually get into this, should we tell what we did this weekend?
I think we should tell the people what we did.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Where did we go?
We met the Ali Hazelwood. Yes, that's right. The author of today's book. We met her in person. We took a little piggy pic and then she signed our books. And she is gorgeous. She is so pretty and she was so nice. And I asked her about BTS and she said it was for Christina Lauren. And I said, no, babe, it was for me.
It was for me.
She wrote that for me. She mentioned it 3 times.
For me. She mentioned JK specifically. For Nani, of course. That's her boo thing.
It was page 1. BTS was mentioned. And I was like, finally, some representation in the media.
Get out of here. Western media said, I got you, bestie. I got you.
Oh my God. But yeah, we met Ali Hazelwood.
She was so cool. I've never met an author before, and she set the standard really, really up there.
And it was nice because like it wasn't like sign the book, take a picture, leave. Like while she was signing the book, she was talking to us and she was like, I mean, we didn't I was so nervous. I was like, I love your books. I'm such a big fan. But she was nice.
We got to leave little postcards for her too.
And
Like
she took
post-it
them.
notes, and we wrote like, yeah, and she took them. We wrote like, oh my god, I love your books and blah blah blah. I was like, my name is also Ali. Girl, get out of here. No one
Come
needs
to
to know
find
that.
out, this lady uses an alias.
Yeah,
I
and I
wonder
think
what her real name is.
Because of that, she spelled my name with a Y instead of an I. And mind you, I spell it both ways. I don't really care. But I was like, maybe that's because she spells her original name that way.
Right.
The delusions.
Yeah. The deep dive that we did after meeting her, we were like, how old is Ali Hazelwood?
Yeah.
Where is Ali
Yeah,
Hazelwood
yeah.
from? I was on her Wikipedia page deep diving.
That's funny. We like looked at each other. We were like, she has an accent.
She has a little bit of an accent because I've never heard her talk. And it's funny because after we met her, I got a TikTok where she was like in a bookstore or whatever. And she was talking and she had an accent. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, how cool.
Right? I feel like it's because we only read what authors do.
Right.
And like when they're interviewed and stuff, we don't actually like listen to them, I guess.
Right.
Like I don't listen
and,
to
like,
interviews
with
with
a name
authors.
like
I don't
Ali
get
Hazelwood.
them.
I'm like, she's American. You know?
Right? She's American. She's just a little girly from, I don't know,
From
somewhere.
We don't know.
For the first half, we're going to keep it spoiler free so that anyone that hasn't read the book can not get spoiled. And then the other half is going to be non-spoiler free. So we'll tell you when it gets non-spoiler free. So overall, I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars. What did you rate it?
Same. 4 out of 5 stars.
Same. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 was good. It was good.
Yeah.
I obviously I like anything that Ali Hazelwood writes, like top notch. This is the best of the best, and I love it. I will say again, I know nothing about chess, but it was very easy to get into. Like it was like good, fast paced, and it wasn't something like too complicated. Like I can imagine it even if I knew nothing about chess. So that was good. Like the writing was good. It was fast paced. It wasn't like anything boring. I also like that Ali adds a lot of like innuendos and like stuff like she mixes in her modern media,
Yeah, or I wrote on my thing that she's like the banter queen because like the banter, even within like the main character, like is so funny. And when she's talking to other characters, when they're like talking back and forth, it's funny and it's good. And usually when authors do it, they seem like tryhards, but I don't know. She has it down to a T. Like the way she just writes it, you know what I mean? Like it's
almost like she writes her own. Yeah, it's almost like she writes her own like inner monologue and just bloop, like puts it into the book. Like I like that. I like that it's very like not something very like, oh, I'm different from other girls, blah blah blah. Like no, like every main character likes Marvel or likes DC or likes, I don't know, Harry Potter or like Insane Clown Posse, like something that everyone can relate to,
Yeah, it's
like
that.
Yeah, they're a little silly. What's another thing? I liked a lot. I liked the characters, obviously. I loved them all. Even the ones that were flawed. I was like, I get you. From a deep point of view, I get you. I understand
I hope
you
you're
as a
not
person.
talking about who I'm thinking about.
I don't know, girl. Who do you think I'm talking about?
I don't know.
No, because I don't know. I don't know. No, we gotta leave that for the other half.
Yeah,
gotta leave that for the other. I think that's it. Yeah, like I love the characters, loved the books. Or book, my bad. I like that it wasn't, because for me personally, the feminist books, sometimes they feel like copy paste, and that's not a bad thing. I like it. I like revisiting the same type of like story structure, but with this one it wasn't like that. It wasn't like,
it was a nice change. I was like, see, my girl can write other things, like come on now.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't like the same like, oh, I need a new job that pays more, and this job has been presented to me, and
Well,
this
actually,
guy is the one I'm working with, you know.
that's the plot of the story.
Wait a minute.
Hey, babe, that was the
Oh,
plot
no.
of the story.
Oh, my bad. Oh, guys,
She quite
we might
literally
have a
cared.
problem.
But see, it was written in a
Oh,
different way, so it didn't feel like
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. It
same.
was like,
She got
no,
she got your ass. But no, I
no.
liked book 2 for her YA debut. I was kind of nervous because Miss Ali Hazelwood knows how to write a motherfucking scene, if you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm,
She knows how to write a scene.
mhm.
So I was like, maybe it's not
Yeah.
going to be that good. No, it was good. I will say, I thought it was going to be like very innocent. You know how like with YA, they're like, you know, kissing.
Yes.
That's about it. No, babe, we kind of got into
Like
the
curtain closed.
yes,
Yeah, yeah. Curtain closed, black screen type of thing
right.
with a mic added and everything.
Yeah, so that's what I was kind of surprised about. But I was like, I'm enjoying it. It didn't feel like too childish or anything to me, even though the characters were kind of young. They were like 18 or 19 or whatever.
Mhm.
I liked
Yeah.
it. I think it wrapped up very nicely. I was happy with the ending. But yeah, solid. I also rated it 4 stars. Solid Ali Hazelwood book. What can I say? She's got
Yeah.
it down packed.
I will say I'm not sure if this is spoiler free or not spoiler free, but in my
Uh-oh.
opinion, yes, it did wrap up good, but I needed more. I wanted to see more.
Be glad you got that little 2 or 3 year whatever.
Characters in the third act, and then it's like epilogue 2 or 3 years later, they're back together. Like, no,
Right.
I wanted more to see how
Oh
they
my
got
god.
back
No,
together.
we need to get into this in the spoiler section because I have thoughts. I have opinions.
Okay,
Haven't
okay, okay,
guys,
okay,
we
okay.
haven't talked about this. I literally have not let this girl talk to me about the book. I was like, don't talk to me. Don't say anything. We can't say anything. We got to save it for the pod. So we haven't even talked to each other about the book. So we're going to get into it.
Yeah.
We should get into it.
We hung out this weekend, and she didn't let me say anything about it.
She
And I
would be like,
I
in
gotta
check-in,
say
mate. And I'd
something.
be like, blah, blah, blah. That's all right.
But yeah, solid 4 out of 5. Solid.
Okay. It was good.
I'd say
I
like
would
an
recommend.
85. Like a solid 85.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend the girly should read. It's cute, it's fun, it's short too. Like look at this. Hold on. Come on now. She's not even that
Look
thick.
at that. Look at that, girl.
She's not thick.
Look at that. It says.
But now we're gonna get into the spoiler part. So if you haven't read the book, skedaddle. Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay. Let me pull my notes up because I have thoughts. So initially going into this book, like I said, The Queen's Gambit, I wanted this book to make me feel like I did when I watched The Queen's Gambit, where I was like, I want to learn how to play chess. I want to do this and this. While it didn't do me like that, because like you said, the chess was very easy to follow and easy to understand. Like in The Queen's Gambit, they would like show the moves and stuff like that. And this one, it was kind of like, he tried to trick me and like I counterclocked it, like you know what I mean, like it was just her thought process. It didn't make me feel like that, but I still enjoyed it. But honestly, even though the book was about chess, I didn't feel like the main thing was about chess. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay,
You know?
I'm understanding.
And so my thing with the book was I hate the trope where it's like sister has to take care of other sisters and she has to grow up and be the one that to take care of them. Huh? That's I hate that trope. It's like I can't do anything. Like I can't have fun because my I need to take care of my siblings. Hey babe, your siblings are fine. Like they're chill. They're chilling. Her main issue was money. I get that. I 100% get that. Which was valid. But I'm like, and that pissed me off when she was like, I won't play chess for money. You're in debt, bitch. Play the tournament.
Yeah. I not gonna lie, I am not the biggest fan of that trope, but sometimes I do like it because it's like, oh, I have this burden upon me and whatever and blah 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 and this and that. But I like it in the end when it gets resolved. When it's like, bitch, shut up. Like you're the one making it your freaking problem.
Yes,
Like you're the one that
exactly.
put yourself on this boat. That's what I like. And especially when the mom is like, como like almost like pasándole la mano. And she's like, it's okay, like it's my fault, whatever. I'm like, thank you, thank you. But that might just be solving generational trauma. Sorry guys.
I don't
But
I didn't like it,
what
and I
I
thought I was like, what did her mom have? It was like arthritis or something? What did her mom have?
I guess it was like really, really bad arthritis, but I just don't know like to what extent, you know?
Right.
I
I
just know
mean, I
she
don't know
had
how
pain.
bad arthritis can get, and she couldn't work,
Mm-hmm.
which I get that, and they couldn't get like well, I guess like Medicaid or what's that thing? Disability. They couldn't get disability.
Healthcare. Okay.
Yeah. I get that, but at the same like I'm literally with her sister at that end when they're like talking it out and the sister was like, "Why did you take this on? Like nobody." Like her sister was like, "Nobody asked you to take this on, babe." Like, and it's not like her
Yeah.
sisters were like 2 and
Yeah.
4. They were like 13 and
Yeah.
16.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like I can almost like how do you say like oh my god, I don't know the word right now, but I can almost like understand. Oh, I can sympathize with her pain of being like, I need to take care of my family. But at the same time, it's like, girl, put your big girl pants on, put your thinking cap on,
Yeah.
and think for a second because
Because
these girls got it. They got it
if
without
she
you.
wanted to make like the moment she knew that you can get this much out of the chess tournament,
Oh,
I would have
that
gone
too.
all in. And she was like, "No, I'm
Yeah.
only doing this for the money. I can't think about chess after work." You better think about chess after work. You got to get to studying. The championship is like $10 million, babe. There's a lot riding on this.
that That was another thing. Like, girl, how are you gonna tell me that there's so much money? Even if it was like a disgrace to your family, like,
Yeah,
first of all, you enjoy it. You already enjoy it
yeah.
and you know how to do it and you're getting money. Oh, girl, get out of here. That
Also, why
I'm
did I
greedy. Like,
think? Yeah,
I need
no,
it.
girl, the moment you would have told me that there was a thing and I got to keep 100% of it, I would have been like, "Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay,
oh, okay.
oh, okay."
Okay.
Also the thing with her dad, I thought it was gonna be something way bigger. He cheated and he died.
Yeah, I knew it. I predicted
Babe.
that shit. I was like, I knew it.
I mean, I knew since
They're shunned upon when they get a divorce and stuff like that. So when
yeah,
it's like, oh, I didn't want to get a divorce, like, no, the main character's mom said, I'm getting a divorce. And I was like,
yeah,
you go,
yeah.
girl, you
And it
do
was
that.
also on the mom to like she was like, "Oh, we're never speaking about dad again."
That was another thing. That was another thing that I was like, this isn't cutting it for me, girl. You can't do
Yeah.
that.
I was like, the mom
That's
Loki
horrible.
was at fault for majority of this book. I'm sorry you have arthritis,
Yeah.
but
That doesn't take away your ability
yeah,
to speak.
I was like, girl,
Sorry,
you
girl.
have 3 kids. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That was
my
another thing that
issue.
bothered me.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it was so well written to the point where I was like, wow, this is like a family I know. Like this, I'm reading about
Yeah.
a family I know.
Yeah. And
That's something I
maybe
liked though. It was well written.
I don't like the trope where like one sister does like let's the Akatar trope where one sister does everything and the other 2 sisters are
Oh.
ungrateful and they don't want to do anything and then the main sister that does everything is like I do everything for you guys and then they're like, "Well, we didn't ask you." I hate that trope.
No, but with Akatar, it's definitely different because in Akatar, I felt like she was forced to do it. Like the two older
Oh
sisters were like,
yeah.
you have to do it.
Right.
And then
No,
it
and
was
they were
also a burden
extremely
that was
ungrateful.
placed upon
They
her.
were definitely
Yeah.
ungrateful. Not that she could afford
Yeah.
it, but
Now she can, I guess. Now she can.
now she can.
Shit. But I think that's enough bashing on the main character. Let's talk about her
Um,
good attributes.
Okay. Wait, I kind of have a little bit more bashing to do.
Oh, I take it back. Keep on going. Keep on going.
Why did it take so long for them to have any simple interaction? Why was I about 150 pages in and they had only met one time? And
I'm
why
gonna have to
did
agree
when
with
they
you
meet?
on that one. And I'm gonna have to agree with you because that's exactly what it felt like. It felt very insta lovey, and it was
Mhm.
almost like, and she was, but her too. She was almost like infatuated with this guy, and then it was like, oh, I like him, but I can't be with him because he's my
Yeah.
rival, and I was like, eh. And then
Yeah.
the worst part was when she started liking him, and then everything went down, and she found out that he was paying for her, like he was a sponsor. Girl, I was like, get out.
Which
I was like, get
again,
out of
I'm
here.
like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? And that's why I'm
Yeah.
so glad that
Yes.
conversation where Oz came to her house and was like, you need to get your head out of your fucking ass, bitch, and stop being such a whiny brat. I was
Yes.
like, I literally wrote
Yes.
that down. I was like,
Yes.
he ate her the fuck up. He ate her.
Yes. Yes. Literally. He was the baddest heifer there.
He was low-key my
He
favorite
knew what was
character.
going down.
And then when we find out that him and what's her Daphne or whatever, I don't know how to say her.
Yeah. She knows. She's Oh, another thing. I'm gonna bash. I'm gonna
Oh
go
god.
in.
Just bashing the
I
book.
hate I hate how every Ali Hazelwood main character has the worst best friend ever. Always.
What was that about? I was literally
No.
like,
No, girl.
my girl Mallory was not in the wrong. What do you mean that you have to text
Yes.
her?
Oh my god. Yes. I'm done. I
Yeah.
was livid. I was so angry. I was like,
Yes.
no,
Her
what
best
do you
friend
mean
was
by this?
ass.
No, dude. Yes. And then, oh my, I like highlighted the whole section because we annotated it. I highlighted the whole section and I was
Yeah.
like, this is so wrong. Like, why does she just forgive her like that? Like, that's horrible.
Yeah. No,
I was
and then in
so
the
angry.
end, she was like, oh, whenever I want to text you or whenever I want to talk to you, I'll go ahead and message you, and I won't assume that you don't want to talk to me. That's what you were doing at the beginning of the book, and she wasn't messaging you back. Like, I understand that you went to college, and this girl's biggest fear was that her best friend was going to go to college and forget about her, and her best friend was like, no, I would never do that.
And that's
Go
exactly
to
what
college and
happened.
does
That's
it.
exactly what happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what. Because if you told me, oh, she texted me back like an hour later, like 3 hours later, I'd be like, okay, well then Mallory,
Yeah,
like, girl,
she's
calm
busy.
down.
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah, but it would be like 2 months. Like she'd send her TikToks and Instagram posts and like messages and pictures,
Yeah,
and she'd
no.
never respond. Nah, girl,
She better than me
cut it
because I
right
would have cut
there.
it off.
You're a horrible
Yeah,
friend.
exactly. Or I would have sent a text being like,
If
"The
I
fuck
saw
is
the
wrong with you?"
conversation was stale, literally, I would have called her,
Yeah,
been like, "Hello,
yeah. Like, oh,
what's
so
going
you hate
on?"
me now? So you hate me?
But the thing is, like, if it was like, oh, I'm getting really dry text in response, I'd be like, okay, then what's wrong? But if I see I'm not getting any response at all, girl, I'm not even calling you. I ain't even trying. Bye.
Right. Like, fine. I won't
This
text
is
you either,
it.
bitch.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, that's horrible. Because if you told me like she put in some effort, I'd be like, okay, I mean, I guess. But no. And then her friend confronted her and was like, yeah, you should have just texted me. Girl, I did. Girl, I did. I did.
Literally.
What the hell do you mean by that?
That whole conversation, I was like, you're trying to what is it called? Like gaslight Mallory into thinking that she was in the wrong.
She did though. She did though, and she won. She
Mallory's
gaslit
stupid
her.
ass.
I was so angry. I was like, "You're an idiot!" I was so pissed, girl. We sit down in an interview with her, and we're like, "Ali, tell us about your friendships, because
Babe,
are you projecting? Like, is this bad? What's going
I
on?"
was like, Ali, I want you to know
you
that
need
these
new
friendships are
friends?
not normal. Like, this is not normal, babe.
She has trauma and she's like, I gotta get it out somehow.
I mean, shit, so do I, but I'm like, I know what's wrong and what's right.
Girl, no, that was horrible.
Okay, I think that was enough bashing. I feel like I got all my anger out. I feel I said everything that needed to be said. And we're going in on
now
this
I
book.
can go on to the good parts.
It was a 4-star read. Like, it was good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I have things in
I
books
think the
that
thing
I
about
love
books,
that I hate.
Yeah. The thing is also like you remember the worst parts of books so vividly compared to like the good parts of books, because with the good parts it's like
yeah. And then I think I'm like, I only remember the bad parts, but I enjoyed this book. And I'm like, did I actually hate this book? But I'm like, no, I enjoyed it. But I'm just like, these parts irked me. But the only reason that they irked me is because I liked it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're saying like these are the bad parts of the books because we'd want to like change it or rewrite it or because we're bashing it. Like, I mean, we are bashing it, but in a good sense. In like the sense that it's like you said, it irked me. Yeah. I wouldn't change it. I really like the book in general, but it is something that I'm like, I need to speak on this because I can't stay silent.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's a conversation piece.
Yeah. Of course. Now on to the good stuff so that people don't think we're too negative.
We can get into the good stuff. A character that we haven't mentioned is literally the main love interest. What did you think about Nolan?
I loved him.
He was cute.
I really liked him. I liked his attitude. I liked his like he just had heart eyes like the whole book. He was very much like anything Mallory does, I love. And I'm like,
yeah. It was grumpy sunshine, but he was grumpy against every other person in the world except her.
Except her.
He was like, she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, literally. I love that. And I like his relationship with like the sisters, and like even when they were in Italy and she wasn't speaking to him, he would take out the sisters for like ice cream. I was like, oh.
And he bought them all the different flavors of ice cream. I was like, oh my gosh. And you were mad at this man for paying your what was it? The tuition or whatever, the reward money, or the fellowship.
Your job. Yeah, that was crazy. Like I read it and I was like, oop. I closed the book and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. I was like, oh, what did she say?
Yeah. Sometimes what's funny is that when I read things like that, I won't understand until I reread it. No, I understood that immediately. I was like, oh, she called him aggressive.
Yeah. After like you guys were bearing your souls to each other, he told you this very personal thing about his grandfather and his dad. And you're over here being like, well, that's why you would know since you're crazy. I'm like, and you would be a cheater because your dad was like, you two can play this game, bitch. I would have thrown it right back at her face. Like, and that's why your mom don't got disability. Like, what?
And that's why you gotta share a room with your sister. Now get out of here.
And that's why you poor.
That's why your trampoline broken.
Bro, the fucking trampoline. Everybody would come to her house and be like, that's dirty ass bitch with the trampoline.
I honestly, like, when she would be like, my house and blah, 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 and the trampoline, I was like, girl, are you living in the slums or something? Like, why are you living? For fuck's sake.
Mind you,
she's
she
like,
lived in
the
New
mortgage.
Jersey.
I'm like, you have a mortgage? Yeah. I'd be like, so you have a mortgage, but you have a broken trampoline? What? Like, I'm not understanding this.
Broken trampoline means you live like on a plot.
I was so confused the whole time.
I imagined
was like,
her
I'm
house
not understanding this
as like a very simple modern like one floor house, but it was like covered, like, you know, when people have so much shit in their house, like that's how I imagine their house, just not even dirty, but just like too much shit in there, like you know what I mean? Like that's what like I imagined,
almost like cramped,
right? Yeah, like too much stuff, and nobody really cleans it because obviously mom's not going to do it. The two kids are going to do it. Mallory's like working like a dog at the fucking mechanic shop.
They got her working like a dog. Wait, I'm gonna say something about the mechanic shop. I
What?
really liked that her like everything around her was like a puzzle piece to her, and I thought that including that into her character was so well written and so good.
Mm.
Like I really liked that. But when she got fired, I was like, "You idiot! Yeah, fucking idiot! You overcharge everyone. Okay, that's what you have to do."
Yes,
God,
okay. I'm glad I was the only one. I was like, I know that it's wrong and absolutely you shouldn't do that, but this is your job. Like she's like,
sometimes if you gotta do
I
it, you
have
gotta
no
do
idea
it.
how I got fired. Hey, you weren't doing your job. How's that? How's that? You weren't doing your job.
Literally, literally. But you also have to know how to play your pieces. This is like chess. You have to know how to play your pieces, okay? You
She
have to
obviously
know. What's funny is that she was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to go to college and blah blah blah." Even if we were downright poor, downright like we had one income, my mom would still be like, "You have to go to school." I'd be like,
yeah,
"Oh
I
my
was
god,
like,
please."
I'm sure you could go to like community college. Like college was
That
not
shit's
out of
free, girl.
yeah, I was like, college is not,
Yeah.
especially if you say your income is that low, I'm sure you can get some financial aid.
Yeah.
But something that I did like that she included in this book was that her character was bisexual, but without having to mention it. Like, it was a whole big deal. It was like, yeah, she's bisexual. Like, it is what it is. Like, she likes guys and girls, and it
Yep.
wasn't like there wasn't a thing where she was like, I had this terrible coming, or like when I came out, this no, she was she was fucking, she was fucking. What I gotta say? She was fucking.
Literally. Literally. Yep. I I do understand that the reality of some people coming out to parents, friends,
Yeah.
stuff like that, it's difficult and some people do, have a hard coming out story. But sometimes as a gay person, it's nice to see other gay people being accepted. Okay? I sometimes I just want a silly
Right.
little goofy story
Like not
with
everything has to be
a gay
about
main character
struggle
that
and
doesn't
like
struggle.
fear and like that she has this insane coming out story. Like some people they just come out. Like it's just not even come out. It's kind of just like it's them, you know. We don't need to put any bells or whistles
Yeah.
on it. Like it is what it is. It's nothing special. It's nothing crazy. It is what it is. And I
Yeah.
like that. Like I was noticing it like in the first couple
I feel like we've barely talked about, the relationship. Besides the
okay, so
insta love, we've
I
barely talked
have a
about them.
couple points. The fact there's a lot of tropes in this. He was a virgin. That is not something you see every day in books. Where
She showed him a couple of things,
that was another thing. It was so normalized. Like it was like yeah. And he was so nonchalant about it too. He was like, yeah, I've never slept with anybody, and she was like, huh? She was like that cat. She said, huh?
It's very
Huh?
And I also liked the sick trope. Oh baby, you give me a
oh,
sick trope,
oh
any book,
baby.
I'll eat that up. Like
Literally.
you,
I
oh my
love
god.
sick
And
trope.
I wish it was longer, but it was good. He was delirious. She was like, I'll make you some chicken.
Oh, I will say I really loved the other two the other couple that I kind of forgot their names now.
I know
Do you
Emil
remember their
and
names?
it was Emil and Tanu. Tanu?
I really liked both of them. Loved them so much. I don't know. I like side characters. I love side
Shit, they
characters
were
all the
better
time.
friends
So when
than
you give me a side character,
Mallory's shit ass friends.
oh my god, girl. Yeah. And then when she was like, you don't have to put a label on it, whatever. We're just like having fun. I was like, you go, girl. You tell her. Loved that.
Yeah, they were silly
But
goofy.
yeah,
They
they
were
were
the
better friends
comedic
than her
relief that we
actual
needed.
friends.
hmm
Yes, yes, literally
When they were all in
100%.
that IHOP in there, I know that waitress hated them. Like, get the fuck out,
Literally.
bitch.
That waitress said, "I need you to leave."
Oh my god. I hope they weren't there for shift change because if I had to serve you for 5 hours and then I gotta leave before you can tip me, step outside because we're tussling. So a big part of the plot was that she lost to what's his name, Coke or what? I called him Coke in my head.
Yes.
Coke.
Yeah, that's not what I called him, but okay.
What'd you call him? Hello?
I called him cock.
Cock? That might be how you say it.
The whole
Coke,
time I was like,
coke,
yeah, that's
coke,
cock.
cock. Yeah,
I
he
was
was
either like Kosh or
insufferable.
cock.
Oh, Kosh, yeah. I don't know. I kind of just
Yeah,
skipped over his
no.
name. He was insufferable. And when he lost, I could tell that that's where we were, what direction we were heading in when she was like, this is
Yeah.
impossible.
When he said something like, "Oh, when Nolan was like, yeah, sometimes it's not unexpected for characters, for for opponents to get better at some point, or like players to get to like improve like randomly. That's not
Mhm.
out of the blue. Like that's totally normal. That happens all the time." But I was like, this is too fishy. Like something about
Yeah.
him standing
It
up,
was like
getting like moving
instantly he was
around,
better.
this thing taking too
Yeah.
long. Yeah. Oh,
What
and
a
then it was
piece of
also
shit.
like Emil, yeah, and Emil talking about how like sometimes he'd like do the like use the same opening, but he would do it in a wrong way, or he'd like,
Mm.
so like it was just too random how he would be good and then be bad and then be good and then be bad. And also the fact that he like took out he played a game that was so out, like he moved the queen a certain way that was so like unexpected. I was
Yeah.
like, this is too fishy. Like,
Yeah, it
what do
was
you mean
fishy.
by that? It was
And I was waiting. I was
honestly,
waiting for her to get the call and
yeah.
be like, he cheated. And I was like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
I like that they got to back together before the epilogue, but I still wanted to see how she won. Like I
I
needed to see
disagree.
how she beat him.
I didn't want to see
Really?
how. I didn't want to see it. I was like, I'm glad we know that she won and that they were both happy about it. And I like how, like you said,
I don't know. I wanted to see how she beat him, but it was like a good, like satisfying ending. Like it was
yeah,
good, like how it was like closed curtain type stuff, and then at the
yeah,
end it was like, oh, she beat him in the nationals or championships or something like that.
right.
And then it was
She
like
ranked number
he was just
5.
saying like, oh, yeah, and then he was saying like, oh, it like I'm excited to play with her again or something like that, or like it was something like he was being he like there was a bunch of paparazzi, and he got told something like, oh, how does it feel to get beaten by your wife or something, or like not your wife,
Not
your
your wife.
girlfriend or something like that. Your
Slow
girlfriend or
down.
something like that, and how he like I'm sorry, I'm going getting too ahead of myself. um he was like, how does it feel to be beaten by your girlfriend? And he like had a smile on his face. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
what do you mean
And
by
it's
that?
very like them. Like they're not, both of them are not like show offy to the public, even if they won
Yeah.
or anything like that. Like they're not one to give interviews or not one to go into detail.
Sure, I'd be really happy.
Yeah.
But the rest of their games about what happened, if they had kids, if they teach their kids, if they
Right.
teach their sister, if they I don't
need
know, get married.
I need Nolan helping what was her name? Not Darcy, Sabrina?
Yes.
The older one move into
No.
college. I need that.
Wait a minute. I do need that. I need that now.
And did she move? Did they fix the trampoline? Did she move? Does she live in New York now? What is the
What's
trampoline
crazy to
update?
me What's crazy to me is how they yeah. We need a
Girl. I wouldn't even know what to, girl. You would have to sedate me if I won $3 million. I'm not even joking. I would literally lift a car with my bare hands. Like you wouldn't want to see me on the streets if I had that amount of money.
you you would presume me dead at that point. Like literally just
Yeah, a matter of fact,
I'm not
presume
alive
I'm
anymore.
dead. I am not the person you knew 5 minutes before.
I would fake my death. I'd
Yeah,
actually fake my death. And I'd move to an estranged country and live
exactly.
there for the rest of my life. Like I'm
Oh
sorry, but
my
I'm
god.
not, it
I would
ain't me. It
travel
ain't me.
the world like you would never babe, you would never hear from me again.
You'd literally never see me again. Ever. That's sad. You would never see me again.
Listen.
I'd keep in contact with like a handful of people. And even then, I'd keep a VPN on me, no IP address, no.
But you know what they say?
Y'all don't know where I'm at.
The people that have won the lottery, like a majority of them have died. Like if you win the lottery, like,
and I wonder why.
Then that's why I don't know what states
that's what I'm telling you, though.
Anonymous is. Yeah. Like I don't know if Florida is one of the states where you can remain anonymous, but bitch, I definitely would. I'd be like, don't be putting my name out there. Hell.
No, girl. But the thing is, most of the time, my thought is you don't remain anonymous, to the people. You have to remain anonymous to your family because those bitches know where you live.
Yeah.
What happens if they come and kill you?
That's why. That's why
I'm keeping a handful of people close, and that's it.
Yeah.
And even
if you win the lottery, you have to give me something. And if I win the lottery, I'll give you something.
Oh, okay. Then if it's like that, then yes.
Yeah.
It's like $1.
I'm talking a little mill. A little mill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If I won like 50 million, I'd give you like 10.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'd give you a good percentage of it.
I would need like an amount to buy a house. And that's really all I want. Like, just give me something to get me settled down. I'm not asking for too much. Biden, if you can hear me right, Donald Trump, if you can hear me right now, please. I just need enough money to buy.
Final thoughts. I loved it. It was just a silly little contemporary about chess and a good little love story and a good amount of generational trauma to get me going. But besides that, I loved the silly little banter, the innuendos, the conversations between just not only the main character and the love interest, but the main character and everyone else. And I love the main character as a whole, besides her little, things. I loved her.
Yes. Overall, I feel the same way. It was, mind you, this is not a groundbreaking book. This has been done before. This is nothing crazy, but I enjoyed it. I loved it. Another Ali Hazelwood banger. Like, she ate that up. The characters are cute. I enjoyed reading it. That's really all I asked for. You know what I mean? If I had a good time, then 4 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all I ask is a good time. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I read it. I think we read it pretty fast. So I'm excited. I can't wait for her next book. She has 2 coming out, which I'm very excited for. I'm ready to see a new side of Ali Hazelwood that we haven't seen before. And I can't wait for the next one.
I'm very excited for Bride. I love a good little fantasy.
I know. Bring back. She is single-handedly bringing back werewolf and vampire romances. Thank you, Queen.
Thank you for
doing
that.
The Lord's work.
Needed to be in my Twilight. Yeah. I needed to be in my Twilight era just one more time.
Right.
Before I die.
Nobody's done it like Stephanie Meyer.
But I think besides that, I think this concludes our book review of Ali Hazelwood's Check and Mate. We haven't been very Delulu this episode, but I'm sure we'll be back and be more Delulu next episode, you guys. Like always, stay Delulu. You can find our Delulu-ness on our social media platforms, Instagram and TikTok at Clinically Delulu. And we hope to see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.